the show, and I hope you do, you know that we at The Rapport are laser focused on the truth. And that means obsessive fact-checking. We check every episode, and if we find a fact, we replace it with the truth. Unfortunately, folks, not all news organizations out there are up to our standards. There is a scandal tearing apart CBS News, home of Edward R. Murrow, Walter Cronkite, and Julie Chen. Seen here reporting on the Pirates of Penzance. You see, 2 weeks ago, CBS News' The 60 Minutes took time off from doing in-depth buddy curls with Wolverine to blow the lid off Benghazi Gate. When the attacks in Libya occurred, 60 Minutes was on the scene within minutes of 13 months later. Of course, Fox News has been working this story for a year, having definitively proven that tragedy, something, 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 Hillary Clinton. The one thing they did not have, the one thing they lacked was an eyewitness. Well, 2 weeks ago, the 60 Minutes interviewed security contractor Morgan Jones.
Morgan Jones's job was training the unarmed guards who manned the compound's gates. A second Libyan force, an armed militia hired by the State Department, was supposed to defend the compound in the event of an attack.
I was saying, these guys are no good, you need to get them out of here.
You also kept saying, if this place is attacked, these guys are not going to stand and fight.
Yeah, I used to say it all the time. In the end, I got quite bored of hearing my own voice saying it.
That's damning testimony from a hero who was there the night of the attack.
Morgan Jones scaled the 12-foot-high wall of the compound that was still overrun with Al-Qaeda fighters.
One guy saw me. He just shouted. I couldn't believe that he'd seen me because it was so dark. He started walking towards me.
And as he was coming closer?
As I got closer, I just hit him with the butt of the rifle in the face.
And?
Oh, he went down, yeah.
Folks, what more is there to say but Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi? And I'm not the only one.
New mainstream media outrage now over the Benghazi terror attack, but it's certainly not new for you out there, our viewers, because the wrenching report on 60 Minutes last night was filled with information Fox uncovered months ago.
I think it's great that mainstream media finally catching up. CBS did this story on Benghazi, and I see criticism from the left where they go, you guys are covering a phony scandal. 60 Minutes doesn't cover phony scandals.
Yes, another network covered it. That's how you know Fox News' reporting is accurate. It's just like their motto, we report, but you should really check with someone else. Also, CBS should have checked with someone else because Morgan Jones's story turned out to be totally fake, including his name, which is not Morgan Jones, but Dylan Davies, which actually sounds even more fake. In fact, in his incident report to his employer, Davies wrote that he spent most of the night at his Benghazi beachside villa, nowhere near the embassy. Evidently, the guy he hit in the face with the butt of his rifle that night was a cabana boy. And God, I hope it was his rifle. Now, CBS knew Davies had lied to his employer, but believed the heroic version he told them because their sources led them to believe that Davies' FBI report was in sync with what he told 60 Minutes. Or he might have told the FBI that he was the lead singer of NSYNC. It's not clear. Because later the New York Times checked with the FBI, and Davies' FBI testimony is not what he told 60 Minutes. So CBS News quickly checked its own FBI sources and learned what Mr. Davies had told the FBI differed from what he told us. So CBS fact-checked the story, but when it turned out to be wrong, they fact-checked it for reals, y'all. And on last night's The 60 Minutes, Lara Logan addressed the controversy head-on at the very top of the last minute of the show.
We end our broadcast tonight with a correction on a story we reported October 27th. We realized we had been misled, and it was a mistake to include him in our report. For that, we are very sorry. The most important thing to every person at 60 Minutes is the truth. And the truth is, we made a mistake.
Folks, I'm not buying this. CBS is good at journalism. There's only one logical explanation for what really happened here. Hillary Clinton got to them. You see, folks, as you well know, but I will repeat as often as possible, Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State during the Benghazi attacks. I mean, that's her official photo. Ergo, quid pro quo, amicus brief, she is to blame. And now she's so hungry for power in 2016 that she somehow convinced 60 Minutes to air this false Benghazi apology to discredit their investigation. And we here at the Colbert Report have now found an eyewitness with startling new details concerning the night of the tragic CBS Benghazi apology. Jim, I understand you were a college intern at 60 Minutes.
Yes.
And for your own safety, are you using an alias tonight? What is that?
Poncho the News?
Now, Poncho, you were interning the night all hell broke loose at 60 Minutes.
Yes, Stephen, I was definitely there that night because I'm an actual human witness.
Tell us what happened, Poncho.
Well, I was coming back from getting chewing tobacco for Leslie Stahl when I heard explosions of shouting.
And what did you do next?
I ran towards it. I scaled the 30-foot wall surrounding the newsroom. Once I landed, a shadowy figure ran towards me, so I knocked him out with the butt of my harpoon gun.
And who was that?
Turns out it was Morley Safer. But then I turned around and I saw...
Who did you see?
It was Hillary Clinton and a band of thugs. She was swinging a bike chain and yelling, "We're here to kill this story! Who wants to eat some chain?" Then she pistol whipped Morley Safer, which was cruel since he was already unconscious.
So it was Hillary Clinton who made CBS apologize?
Yes.
I knew it. Anything else?
Yes, Stephen, I have one more exclusive. I'm not really 60 Minutes intern Poncho the News. I'm Charlie Skinner of Atlantis cable news channel, as profiled in the HBO documentary The Newsroom.
Where'd that college intern go?
There never was any intern, Stephen. I did it to prove a point that as journalists, we are the gatekeepers of truth. We separate right from wrong, fact from fiction, delegates from permanent press. I recall a man who said, "With great power comes great responsibility." That man was Spider-Man's uncle. And now, he's dead. The public needs us to be the watchdogs of democracy. We have a responsibility to criticize our leaders without reproach, report national secrets without fear of imprisonment. If we violate this contract, this public trust...
How much longer does this go?
Then we will have a puppet press of hearsay, innuendo, speculation, hyperbole, and nonsense. Ding dong, who is it? It's Domino's. But more importantly, it's the truth. Delivered hot and crusty for your money back. That's the guarantee we make America every night. Otherwise, the world is just crazy bread.
Technically, crazy bread is Little Caesars.
It's called poetic license, goddammit.
You're right, the newsroom's Charlie Skinner. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's something I have to do. We end this part of the show with a correction. In our report tonight, a man named Poncho the News claimed he was a 60 Minutes intern, and we believed him because he had an ID lanyard. Following the report, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and the TV Guide all reported that he was actually the actor Sam Waterston, star of The Plastic Dome of Norma Jean. We checked. Look it up. Look it up. We checked with our sources at IMDb, and it turns out we made a mistake. We should not have used him in our report. And for that, we're very sorry. The most important thing to everyone here at the Colbert Report is the truth. And the truth is, it's somebody else's fault. We'll be right back.